Now children will try to understand the concept of equivalence relation in a better manner using some examples. So I am taking some questions from exercise 1.1. This is question 1 from the exercise, which says determine whether the following relations are reflexive, symmetric and transitive or not. So we'll check. I have taken 2 examples here. We'll be discussing both one by one. Now see, if you look at this part, it says relation R is defined in this set A. So we have to define the given relation from set A to set A, and how it is to be related. The relation R will contain those ordered pairs which are satisfying this condition. So you will see not every element of A will relate with itself. Some will be relating. So you will see sometimes the relation is defined in such a way that it is possible to write this set. Okay, we are able to list the ordered pairs. It may happen the relation is defined in such a way that the set R is an infinite set. Look at this example. It says relation R in the set Z, which is of integers, is defined like this. If you will start writing these pairs by assigning values to X and Y, it will become an infinite set. You will be able to write infinite pairs. So the questions where it is very easy to write down the pairs, you can write. Otherwise, we will attempt that question in a general way. Okay, going by this, we can quickly write what all will come in the set R. So start writing those ordered pairs which are going to satisfy this equation. Keep in mind both X and Y can be the natural numbers from 1 to 14 only, because we are defining a relation from set A to set A. So you can quickly see, if I replace X by 1, if X becomes 1, this will be 3. So Y becomes 3. So the pair 1, 3 is satisfying the given relation. You can easily see 3 into 1 is 3, then minus 3 will come out to be 0. So moving on to the next pair, suppose X becomes 2, then Y will come out to be 6. And if X becomes 3, Y will be 9. If X is 4, Y will be 12. Can we go beyond this? You will see that beyond this we cannot find any pair. Because if I replace X by 5, then Y will become 15, which does not belongs to the given set. And we are aware both X and Y, they are denoting the elements of the set A only. See, it is quite possible to write the relation. Now we need to see whether it is reflexive, symmetric and transitive or not. So first we will check for reflexive. Recall the definition of reflexive relation. The condition for reflexive relation is that the element of the set should satisfy the given relation with itself. So if X is replaced by 1, it should satisfy the given relation with itself. So I have to see, will I get 1, 1 in this set relation? You see, we don't find any such pair. None of these natural numbers are satisfying the given relation with themselves. We don't have 1, 1 does not belongs to R. So when you know that it is not a reflexive relation, you can justify your result by giving just any one example. Not only this, you can say 2, 2 will not belong to this, because 2 will not satisfy the given relation with itself. If I replace X and Y both by 2, this becomes 6 and this becomes 2. And 6 minus 2 is 4, which is not equal to 0. So we can simply justify that it is not reflexive by giving any one example. So we can write as 1, 1 does not belongs to R. This means R is not reflexive. Okay, then moving on to the next condition, which is symmetric. For symmetric, what do we need to see? We need to find a pair which belongs to the given relation, and we need to see whether on interchanging the terms, if xy is belonging to R, then we have to see whether y, x will also satisfy the same relation or not. You already know there are only 4 pairs in the given relation. So you pick up any one pair and see whether the condition is fulfilled or not. It may happen that 3 of the pairs are satisfying the given condition, but fourth one is not satisfying. So if a relation has to be symmetric, then whatever ordered pairs are available in the relation should satisfy the required condition. You can see here none of the pairs are satisfying the relation. We can see for 1 and 3 belonging to the set A, we know 1, 3 belongs to R. You can see I have taken two numbers from the set 1 and 3 and the pair formed by them 1, 3 belongs to R. But you can see 3, 1 does not belongs to R. Do we have an ordered pair 3, 1 here? We don't have. So this means R is not symmetric. Okay, so the condition for symmetric relation is not fulfilled. I'll accommodate it here. This does not, okay, but we wrote but 3, 1 does not belongs to R. This means R is not symmetric. Now checking for whether it is transitive or not. So you recall the definition for transitive relation. What is the requirement for transitive relation? We should have any two pairs belonging to the relation, and then we need to see whether the third pair required is also satisfying the given relation or not. See, when you locate the pairs, please ensure the second term of one pair is same as the first term of another pair. So at least I could locate two pairs over here which are belonging to the set R. We can take, let 1, 3, 9 belong to A such that 1, 3 belongs to R and 3, 9 also belongs to R. So I could locate two pairs which are fulfilling the given condition. One was satisfying the given relation with R and same 3 and same relation 3 was satisfying with 9. But do you see one satisfying the same relation with 9? That is not established. If that was correct, we would have been having a pair 1, 9 in R. So we can write but 1, 9 does not belongs to R. Therefore, R is not transitive. So what do you find in this case? The relation is defined in such a way that it is neither reflexive, nor symmetric, nor transitive. Okay, let us quickly check this for the fourth part. As I said, this is an infinite set R. I cannot keep on looking at all the pairs in it and keep on checking whether these three conditions are fulfilled or not. So I am going to generalize it. We know both x and y are denoting an integer. So I will take a number A which is an integer. I will see whether this integer satisfies the given relation with itself or not. What is the relation? The difference of the elements in the pair should be an integer. So we can write as A minus A is 0, which is an integer. So what will happen? This will imply A comma A belongs to R. That means every integer is satisfying the given relation with itself. Now you can check, verify it for all the integers. Whenever difference of an integer is taken with itself, the number we will get is 0 and 0 is an integer. That is what is required. So every integer is satisfying the given relation with itself. So R is reflexive. Got it? Then checking for symmetric. So I'll take any two integers, say A and B are belonging to the set Z such that the integer A satisfies the given relation with B. So I know that A satisfies the given relation with B. Okay, that means this pair is available in the set R. I have to check whether I will get B comma A also in R or not. If yes, then it becomes symmetric. Okay, if a comma b is belonging to R, then as per the definition, a minus b is an integer. If a minus b is an integer, can we say b minus a is also an integer? Obviously, it will be negative of a minus b. And that is what is required. So, this can be further written as b minus a belongs to R. So, if a comma is belonging to R, obviously b comma a will also belong to R. Because if a minus b is integer, b minus a will also be an integer. It will be negative of that, but it will be an integer. So, therefore, R is symmetric. See, I don't have to assign values to a and b. A and b are denoting all the possible integers. So, when we are doing it in general way, that means we are talking about all the integers. Then the third condition, transitive. For this, I will take three integers, say a, b and c belong to the set Z such that a comma b belongs to R and b comma c also belongs to R. That means these are three integers where a satisfies the given relation with b and same relation b satisfying with c. So these are two pairs which are satisfying the definition given by R. That means we can say a minus b is an integer and b minus c is an integer. Okay, let us write them in the form of integer. Let us say a minus b is an integer lambda and b minus c is an integer mu. Okay, where lambda and mu, they both belong to Z. Now, if I add these two, then a minus b plus b minus c will be lambda plus mu. Here b and b gets cancelled out and what do we get? A minus c is lambda plus mu, which is an integer. Because when we add two integers, the result is an integer. So, what do we see? A minus c is also coming an integer. That means we can say the pair a comma c belongs to R. So, when we had the condition a comma b is belonging to R and b comma c also satisfies the given relation, b satisfying the relation with c, then we could establish the relation that a satisfies the given relation with c. So, therefore, R is transitive. So, the first example I took was neither reflexive nor symmetric nor transitive. Second one is satisfying all. It is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. So, this example, if you see, this is an example of equivalence relation. Now, it is not necessary that all the three will be satisfied or none will be satisfied. It may happen any one condition is satisfied, other two are not satisfied, or two are satisfied, one is not satisfied.